RPGamer here at PAX West 2016. We're looking at Vikings, Wolves of Midgard. I've got Mark from Calypso showing us the game. Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Doing fine. So what do we got here?
Okay, so this is Vikings, Wolves of Midgard. We're in one of the early levels of the game at the moment, which is I have to find and hunt down a Jockle. It's one of the boss guys. So a couple of things to talk about really. The first one, I'm playing one of the shield maidens. You can play a warrior or a shield maiden. You can design tattoos, clan tattoos, and choose the kind of weapons you want to have. I've gone for a broadsword and a shield. You can have two defensive weapons, two attacking weapons, double swords or hammers. You can have ranged weapons as well. Now, one thing on this particular level, I'm in the frozen fjords. Just get rid of this guy. So I need to find heat sources. So along the bottom where the health bar is, you'll see that if I move away from the heat source, the little blue bar starts to rise at the bottom underneath the health.
Oh yeah.
So on this particular level, I need to make sure I plan all of my activity around fire sources. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and find some things. So this is a raid. So basically your village has been attacked by a number of evil creatures, you've been tasked to go out on a raid and try and find what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and you see that I'm starting to get a bit cold again now. So I've got my basic attack. And I've also got some series of different attacks I can use. Each of those attacks have got a slight cooldown period.
And we just got some cinematic death stuff going on.
We've got some slow-mo death scenes in there as well. You can upgrade the character as well as you're playing through. So these are my blood points. I need to collect blood in order to keep my health up, but you can also use that blood as well further in the game, back in the village. So the village is like an open world village that you can play in. And that allows you to craft new weapons, upgrade your weaponry, skill set, and also things like your magic powers, magic skill sets you can use as well. Head down here. I feel like I'm running around. Let's get back on track. Here we go. So here we've also got our blood area. So here we can upgrade use our blood points.
You're getting colder faster here.
Getting cold fast, yeah. So this is one of our sub-level bosses. To give you a little taste of what to expect a bit further down. So I'm starting to get pretty cold now, so I need to really kind of need to find a fire source pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I think there's fire around here somewhere. these guys on the back of the walls there, these are the guys that attack the village at the start of the game and destroy the village. And I'd say in between levels you can go back to your village and use the blood points that you've got, use your new skills that you've got to rebuild that village, make it a stronger place to go back to. They also have a rage mode as well as the exposure mode. So the amount of combination hits that you make, you can go into full rage mode, which brings out the Viking berserker in you. Almost there with that now, so I'll be able to show you that in a minute. Okay, so this is berserker mode. So you inflict twice as much damage. You still take damage yourself, but a lot less. But it also allows you to use some pretty special attack modes. Out a little bit.
So if you fill up, are you just dead?
If what, sorry?
If you fill up on the ice meter, are you just dead instantaneously?
You are, yeah. There's checkpoints throughout the level as well that you can go through. So there's also side missions. So you see in the top right corner there, Skull Collection, Joking Slayer and Snowman Destroyer. So these are like little kind of submissions, sub-quests within inside the level. They give you, again, additional boosts as you're playing through.
Oh, there you go.
I saw that look.
So let's get back to the checkpoint again.
Mark that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, maybe up in River City, I remember this Game Boy Advance redo. Are you guys going to do the super...
So also what you can do is, if you go back to the village, you can craft new weapons. So you can choose the kind of weaponry you want to have. So here, for example, you can decide to have 2 swords or a shield in one hand, sword, axe, bow. You've got ranged weapons as well. There's also 2-player co-op mode. So the 2-player co-op mode allows you to have 2 characters, and you can mix and match the weapons a lot more as well. So you can have maybe one of the characters has a ranged weapon like a bow, and then the other character can have a hammer to inflict much more damage. And again, each of those weapons have their own abilities. So the large hammers, for example, deliver twice as much damage, but are a lot slower. And you can only use that one weapon.
Now, is that co-op online or local?
That's online.
Online.
There's also a whole range of destructible environments. So you can use the environments to throw animals or creatures down into the pits, or use the environment to drop wood on, knock houses down, and
go out to the store. Yeah, I'll go, yeah.
You see, it is much more than just a general hack and slash. You've got to really be measured with your attacks to make sure you can keep your rage meter going.
DLC. Oh, yeah.
So I've got to find a fire source pretty quickly
We
now.
have it was our anniversary sale. Yeah, like 80% off.
There we go. You can see the way the screen starts to freeze as you're
Yep.
getting into the rage. So what I'll do, if I can get back, I'll hop into another level,
Okay.
show you the village, to get an idea of the. Okay, so we can go back out of the raid at any time if you wanted to, and go back to the village. And then when you're back in the village, you can go and craft new weapons, like I said, learn new spells, get to use the runes. There's a little bit of loading with it being a pre-production version.
I'll be right back. You're good.
And the player's free to kind of go between the different levels at any time. So if you want to go back and replay a level, go hunting, get more blood, get more resources to take back into the village. So the replayability value after that as well. So this is the Viking village. And this is where we can choose to go on different raids, but we can also, as I said, so here we can craft different armor. So again, depending on what resource you've grabbed, what kind of blood you've got, and what kind of gold, etc., you can craft new weaponry, chainmail or different vests. And again, the more that you've got, the more that you can upgrade. And that's available in your inventory then to be able to wear. Same for the weaponry. So here we can craft new items. So we could go for the staffs. We've got axes. My favourite, I have to say, is the heavy hammer. And then what you can do from there is then choose to use the heavy hammers. But again, that just gives you one weapon that you can use. So we can go into a raid again now. And then at any point you can go back in, choose the raid you want to go into, and that will unlock the different raids as well. So if you complete a raid, you can actually go back in and replay them, or you can go in and out of the raids, choose new weaponry, and it's like a whole new experience of playing that same level with different weaponry.
Steve put you down for all three.
So this is PS4, Xbox One, PC, Mac and Linux, coming out in early 2017.
Early 2017. Price point yet?
Price point is still to be confirmed.
Okay.
So you'll see a completely different,
Oh wow.
delivers significantly heavier damage, but obviously is a lot slower. So I find it a really good weapon for bosses and also for co-op as well. Certainly in co-op mode, where you've got somebody goes in there, smashes, and another guy with a ranged weapon like a bow. Then at any time, you can go back out and change your weapons back again to a Viking sword or the heavy hammer.
So what other classes are there in this?
The classes are all the same. There's no specific classes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so the Shield Maiden and the Warrior are both the same class. They're both kind of heavy hitters. It's more the class of the weapon.
Okay.
So here, for example, the swords are much faster but deliver a lot less damage. The hammers, like I say, still my favourite. But the hammer, obviously, significantly slower, but it certainly delivers a massive amount of damage.
So you level up skills with each weapon individually, it seems?
You can, yeah, absolutely. So each time you can level up the character and the weaponry. I need to find a fire source real soon. There we go. And again, it's all based on your the way that you approach the level. So. There's some really great spells that you can use later as well. One of the great ones I like is you can use a magic spell to turn very briefly all the enemies on screen to little piglets.
Oh.
And then you can go after them. So all these dire wolves or the trolls and the goblins turn into like tiny little piglets and scatter around, and you can run after them and start hammering them down. Okay, so here is our first big boss battle.
All right.
So again, you've got to get onto the heat sources to make sure that you survive from the exposure. It's not easy.
Got this. There we go.
Hey. So what this allows you to do now is use this guy's ship to take you to new parts of the world as well, so you can go on different raiding missions. And that all goes back to the village again, where you can access different areas of the game world.
Awesome. And that's
That's Vikings in a
awesome.
nutshell.
Early 2017, PS4, Xbox One, PC, Mac, Linux.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
All right. Stay tuned for more from RPGamer PAX West 2016.